This episode is sponsored by TX Citizen, local New Braunfels news that is exclusively online and completely free. Visit them at txcitizen.com. Also sponsored by New City Bakery in New Braunfels. Fresh baked goods made daily such as pan dulce, cookies, cakes, and even homemade tortillas. Visit them on facebook.com/New City Bakery. Hello and welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Geekery. I'm Joe Solis and I have my guest host Roy Gonzalez helping again today. Hello. And if you guys remember, he did the Brightburn review with us. And so if you remember, he does have the Instagram, which I got it wrong last time. It's
Roy's Toy Box.
Yes.
Yes.
So the link will be there for you guys to check it out. He does a lot of awesome action figure photography. And so this week, since we have the debut of Stranger Things Season 3 coming up, we thought that we would do a review of the Stranger Things toys that Roy has collected, because he's got some pretty cool additions here to his already vast collection. Some of y'all can see what we have behind us and around us. So we're gonna just go one by one of the different sets that he has here. He's gonna tell us a little bit about. So why don't we start off with? I have my version of this story, but I want to hear how you got into Stranger Things. Why it's such a big deal for you?
Okay. Actually, I was introduced to it by a friend of mine. Well, at least that's her claim. She says that she introduced me to Stranger Things. I'm pretty sure I found it first and told her about it, talking to you, Ref. But yeah, just I was told about it, and I love the 80s nostalgia. I love the sci-fi aspect to it. And yeah, I was immediately hooked from the first episode. I was just like, oh man, this show was made for me. So yeah, I just instantly fell in love with it and have been a hardcore fan. Probably seen the series about 10 to 20 times, ever since, like the whole season 1 and 2. So love it.
Yeah, you've definitely left all of us behind, because I remember when Netflix first announced it. I remember talking to our friend Jesse about it, and he thought it looked pretty cool. And then I think he checked it out first, and then I finally did, and I was instantly hooked. And you still hadn't watched it, and we had kind of mentioned it to you. And then finally, I remember seeing when you posted, okay, about to check this out, see what it's all about. And the next thing I know, it's like, oh my God, super fan, Stranger Things over here. Like you said, surpassed us by watching it like 20 times over, So I just thought that was hilarious how that just panned out.
Oh, yeah. It just spoke to me. I was just like, what is this? Like, where did this come from? And it was love at first sight. Yeah.
So. Well, I know that I helped you get some of these pops. I don't think I helped. I remember I tried to get you the originals, but they were kind of hard to come by at first. So we'll focus on just the regular pop figures first. So if you want to tell us a little bit about the ones you have here in your collection.
Okay, so here you see the season 1 pops right here. I also have the exclusive 11 right here. I'm not sure which exclusive she was, but these I just kind of collected through either pop swaps and just kind of looking around some online. What I really love about Funko Pop, though, speaking of, is the community, at least in my experience, is really positive. We help each other out here in the Austin area. There's a group I go to every now and then, and I mean, it's like, kind of like when you step away from friends for a while, you haven't seen them in a while, then you see them again. We just pick up where we left off, so that's pretty neat. And they're super helpful. Like, if you're looking for one, especially like during the Comic-Cons and stuff, we work together and hit up different locations and help each other get those hard to find pieces. So we really are in it for the love of the pop, not so much the flipping. We can talk about that, but we help each other out. So like, if we need this one or that one. So that's kind of how even some of these, like I know I got the exclusive 11 one here by doing that. I think I forgot what I exchanged for it, but this was a great, how happy to loved getting this set, had to have that one, and especially that exclusive. Yeah,
and these are all the ones from season 1, correct?
These are all season 1. Yeah, these guys on this side,
including the ill-fated Barbara.
Yes.
Moment of silence.
And there are more, but these are the ones that really popped out. I have a few more that I haven't even opened. I know some of us are like, oh no, you can't open these. I'm okay with opening these. I really want to enjoy these. Some of these I'll have doubles on. Some of them I've traded for other pops, but these are the core ones that I had to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now let's move on here to the one that's a little bit more intricate and complicated here, which is the Lego set that you have. That's a scene, a full scene here.
Right.
So tell us about what the scene is first, and then I'll ask some other questions.
Okay, well, first off, I wasn't really into Legos at first. I mostly collected action figures, then recently got into Pops, and then actually my nephew got me into Legos. They started doing pop culture things, everything from Ghostbusters to Big Bang Theory, and then, of course, everyone, at least in my realm, my circle, wanted to see something Stranger Things, and surprisingly, Lego came out and they said, hey, we're making a set. I think this went through a fan build first, and then they voted on it, yada, yada. We get a really cool, a little expensive, but worth it in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. A piece here of basically of the Buyer household that actually is really neat. It actually flips upside down. You probably have seen this, but if you take this, you can actually flip this upside down and make it into the upside down. I won't completely get this whole, so I don't knock it over, but it turns into the upside down, which is a really cool feature. And then if you turn it around, it actually has the inside, which is really neat. Let me get off screen here for just a second so I can turn this around. It's a big piece, but it's really steady, believe it or not. And you can actually see the inside. This one actually has cobwebs. It's authentic. Yeah, but it's really neat. You can see all the detail they put into it. It's a really cool set. I think this one costs a little around $300, something like that. We lost a pop, I think.
That's all right.
But yeah, it was a fantastic set. I actually got to build this with my nephew who got me into it, into the Legos. And he's a huge fan of the series as well. So we were super excited to just binge season 1 and 2 as we built this. So it was a really neat experience and just a great time, great weekend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's an awesome set, and I had no idea. I mean, obviously, I saw the the flip side there, but I didn't know that you could literally pick it up like that. So, oh my God, Barbara just died again, guys. Sorry.
Actually, Barbie is actually one of the cool characters I really like. I don't know why. I love the glasses on her, the translucence. I'm actually thinking of starting to just collect characters with glasses because I've worn glasses all my life.
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, she's a great figure. Had to have her. I also have the Demogorgon, but that one is really hard to stand up. The way they built him, he's a little top heavy, so I didn't put him on display here.
Yeah, we can maybe put an insert of him later. Yeah. But so how long did it take you to build? You said you were doing a marathon of season 2. Season 2 is a little bit long, so to take the whole way, or
we actually took our time with it. So we would build. My nephew's really fast. He was really nice to let me help build it because he's what you call a master builder. I think he's barely getting into high school now, but he can build this stuff in his sleep. So he built one half and I built the other that was maybe less intricate, even though they're identical. The one in color seemed to be a little easier because it was actually color coded instead of all this big color list thing that was like building a monochromatic puzzle. But I'd say we built it within season 2, but again, we weren't rushing to get through. We wanted to take our time and enjoy the build and enjoy the series. And he had questions and about the show and stuff that, like I said, I'm really into it. So he would ask me questions that I'd really get into it, and sometimes he would just kind of wander off and just start building. But we share a love for it, and it was a really cool experience just to bond and have time just to talk to him about not only Stranger Things but just life. So it was fun. It was good.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So the last ones here, we actually saved some of the pops for this last set. So we have the Ghostbusters uniforms for the kids from season 2, right, for both the pops and then just standard action figures from Mcfarlane, correct?
Correct.
So I know that these Ghostbuster ones I did get you was one of the last things I ordered from our shop before we shut down. And to me, and obviously I'm basing this just on visual, these are my favorite, especially this Mcfarlane ones. But I haven't collected Mcfarlane anywhere near as much as you have, but I know I've always enjoyed the detail he puts in his figures. So these were pretty awesome when you were putting these out here. So tell us a little bit about the Ghostbusters ones.
Well, like I said, those I definitely went to you for those because I was like, I need to have these. The first season it was more about around Christmas, that time. I love season 2 a lot because it dealt a lot with Halloween, both of my favorite holidays, but Halloween it's got a special place in my heart. Love it. And to see them be in the 80s wearing the costumes it was a nerd's dream come true, especially for this one. And so to see them do this collection of the Ghostbuster uniform Funko Pop Stranger Things was a dream come true. It was absolutely amazing. And then to top that off, to have McFarlane do his own spin on it and make these figures, of course, like you mentioned, with all the details, the camera. If you look, at the camera is amazing. It has all the details in it. Even the backpacks, like if you turn them around, their backpacks are really, really detailed and stuff like they did. They built them out of, just spare parts from their house. And I think, I don't know if everyone can relate to it, but I definitely can. Growing up, it was something we did, with Ghostbusters. We built our own proton pack. We didn't quite have enough money to buy the packs, or our parents just didn't buy them for us. And, we would just make it out of household items. So it was really neat to see the detail that they put, even in the Pops. The Funko Pops have them as well, but the McFarlane ones really stood out on their detail. So yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I can sympathize with the Ghostbusters struggle growing up, because I know there was some for the real Ghostbusters cartoon. I never got the proton pack. I'm pretty sure I had cousins who did. We got that weird like ghost popper thing. I'll put a picture of it if I can find it. So yeah, that was our secondhand proton pack.
I think we all had that one cousin or friend that had everything. Like I had a cousin that had all the Ghostbusters stuff, so I'd go hang out with him, and at least I got to see it and play with the items and stuff. But never owned it for myself, so maybe that's why I collect so much now, because I can. So who knows? If you want to get psychological, why do I collect? Maybe that's why. I did have a great childhood, by the way. I'm not, mom, dad, love you.
Yeah. Yeah, but we didn't have money, and neither did they. So it's like now we've taken care of that. So, and then the last one's more of an Easter egg that hopefully some of y'all spotted in the new trailer for season 3, which I'm pretty sure I had this one as a child as well. And it's funny how just random things like this, people remember. So this one is Magic Mike 2. Apparently there was one before.
Confused with the movie.
Yeah.
But this one is pretty old. It's probably one of the oldest pieces I have in my collection. Honestly, I got this for Christmas years ago in the 80s. So this is actually from that time period. And it actually still works. It's a little bent, but it still works. It's one of my favorite pieces. And to see it, in the trailer was really neat. Like just, I had that. I got excited. I was like, that's really cool to have that piece. And I had to break it out for this. Even though it's officially not Stranger Things, it is now part of the Stranger Things universe. Yeah.
And that's one thing that I personally have always appreciated about this show, is that I feel like the way they insert things in the background and ideas, like it feels legitimate. Unfortunately, I've seen some other shows that try to do the same, but it feels forced. So thankfully, Stranger Things has found a good way to do it to where it doesn't feel that way. So
right. Yeah, they really did their research. I think the Duffer Brothers did a fantastic job, and all the people involved really, everything from having the kids watch like Goonies and just the movies, the nostalgic movies that we all grew up of that time, and to put it in this movie and capture it so well. Little nods in the series, the opening of season 2, you see like the political, that was it Bush, Reagan, whatever that thing was. They have all that stuff in there as well. So it's just little nods to the 80s and stuff that are really neat, and you see it, how much the passion they have for it, actually. And the kids really embrace it. Even from a different generation, they're able to embrace it and portray it really well. You believe it, I think, at least I do. So, yeah.
No, I think they do a good job, and obviously I don't know how they would get those kids to research, but they do seem to hit it on the nail. So anything else you want to hit? Any predictions about season 3 before we wrap this up?
Oh man, I've been trying not to watch too much on it. No spoilers in this. So honestly, I'm just looking forward to seeing what goes on. I love the mall. Like I grew up in the mall. Yes. I don't know how many people relate to that, but I feel like they really are taking the right direction with this. And it's taking place in 1985, from what I understand. So that's like the best, like in the 80s. That's when all the great movies came out, at least in my opinion. They're all very dear to my heart. But yeah, I just want to see what they do with the mall. It's a fun setting, a background for this story. And from the previews, it looks awesome. I've heard things. I'm not going to say anything because I don't know what you've heard, but I'm excited. I'm super excited for season 3 and looking forward to the next binge. I just finished watching season 1 and 2 again this past Thursday, just so I can get in the mood, more than I already am.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I won't have time to binge watch it, but I do know that a video exists out there. I think that they put out officially, the Netflix put out for you to catch up on. So we'll probably watch that before it debuts. And then, of course, I'm sure you will beat me to binge watching season 3 before.
Hard not to spoil anything for a while, so but I'm good at it. I'll keep it a secret until you get to watch it so we can discuss it. I look forward to it. So yeah, I'm excited.
But anyway, guys, so we hope you enjoyed this little crossover. Like we said, Roy's definitely does, a bunch of his action figure photography on Instagram. So be sure to follow him. He puts a lot of fun crossovers too. I know it sparked a lot of nerd debates between him and I. So I'm sure he would love to get y'all's input on some of these crossovers that he does. And then let us know if you'd like to see more of these toy reviews. We want to try, like you heard last time, him and I live about an hour away from each other, so it makes it hard. So, but we will try our best. If y'all do like these videos, then be sure to hit like. For those of you who have subscribed so far, we just want to thank you for that. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit subscribe. We're gonna, because we just kind of keep putting out fun stuff and just, everything about this show is about pop culture. That's why it's not just limited to movies. It's just movies are the easiest thing to do. So anyway, guys, thanks again, and we will catch you next time.